welcome back to my channel, and for those of you that are new here, hey, my name is Tenna and welcome to my circus. Today is my birthday and I'm getting old, so today's tutorial I am going to do kind of a decrepit, it's my party and I'll die if I want to kind of special effects type of thing. So it's going to be kind of gory, kind of creepy, kind of all those things because it's my birthday and I just really want to channel how I'm feeling on the inside. I turned 29 today, so I'm on that weird cusp of like turning 30 and like quarter life crisis because I feel like my youth is running away from me and I'm like have to be an adult and I'm just like not ready. So we're gonna have some fun with this. Otherwise, if you are new here, I do currently have a giveaway going on until Halloween. So if you missed it in my last video, just a quick overview, if you want more detail, you can go back to my last video. I'll have that link down below. I'll also have it on the screen at the end of this video if you want to check it out. But basically, I'm giving away all of my favorite things, which is basically a beauty blender, a full bottle of Urban Decay setting spray, Too Faced Melted Matte liquid lipstick in my favorite color, Pretty Vulgar liquid eyeliner, and a Morphe palette. So I have all of those things there. I will have the contest directions, description, whatever below. Simple, all you gotta do is subscribe to my channel, leave me a comment on why you think that you should win these things, and you know, if you want bonus points, then you just need to go follow my Instagram. I'll have everything linked below, but I'm not gonna spend too much time talking about this because I already did in my last video. Oh yeah, and if you haven't subscribed to my channel, I don't know why you wouldn't. I mean, I give away free shit. Alright, let's hop on in. Alright, so first things first, I had to drive to a party store and all the party stores are like taken over by Halloween, so it took me forever. I just wanted to find a simple party hat. So basically what we're gonna do today is we're going to do this like party hat that is like lodged into my head, like creepy eyes, kind of veiny, kind of just like decrepit zombie-ness going on. So basically I'm gonna start with tacking this thing to my head before I put anything on. As far as special effects things, when you are putting anything on your skin or you want it to stick or you're making scars or wounds or cuts or anything like that, you always want to start with a clean canvas and then you want to put your foundation or whatever else you are using on top of it. So I'm going to start with this guy here. I'm going to find a way to put it on my head right about here. I want to kind of hide it underneath my hair, so bear with me here for a second. It is on my head. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take a little bit of some Pros-Aid adhesive. I'm going to kind of like glue this down to my head. I am going to use some scar wax to make like the wound and make it look like it's lodged into my head, but I don't want this to move in the meantime because scar wax is already kind of temperamental as it is. You don't really want to move it around too much, so I need this to not move. Pros-Aid, all the stuff that I'm using you can get from like a special effects store. You can kind of find some of this stuff at your local Halloween stores, but they're really cheap, shitty products. You know, so special effects stuff is not very cheap. Alright, so I'm going to pull this back a little bit. I am going to go ahead and take a little bit of this. I've got one of my shitty sponges here that I'm going to use, and I'm going to just take some of it here. I'm going to go ahead and just kind of dab it on to the forehead like so. I'm going to do one layer of it just like this, and it smells like garbage. Alright, so I'm going to let that go clear, and then we'll put on a second layer. Like so. Careful, try not to get this in your hair. I do it all the time, but you know, whatevs. Doesn't feel very good to pull out. So I'm gonna let that dry down to clear. Alright, so it's basically clear. I'm gonna take this hat and I'm going to go ahead and stick it down on my head. I'm gonna hold this down for about 10 seconds. Make sure that it's really nice and adhered to my forehead. Alright, our hat, it is stuck to my forehead. It is there, it ain't going anywhere. So, and I have it on my fingers, so that's not good. All right, so yes, as you can see, that's not going anywhere. So next, I'm gonna take some scar wax, which is my favorite stuff to play with. You can use scar wax. I know a lot of people hate scar wax just because it can be very difficult to work with. However, if you don't want to use scar wax, you can go in and do the old liquid latex and tissue method if you want to do that. I just kind of like the look of scar wax a little bit better. I just feel like it looks a little bit more realistic. So here is my scar wax. It comes in different colors. This one's a little bit closer to my skin tone, so it's easier for me to match. I am going to go ahead and ta-da, I'm going to scoop some of this out, and we are going to roll this up and just kind of stick it along our forehead here. And then it's smart to use some petroleum jelly when you're kind of working with this stuff. Otherwise it does like to stick to your hands quite a bit. So I've got a little thing of petroleum jelly here that I will be using. I'm going to take this and I'm going to kind of stretch it out so that we can fit it along our little birthday hat here, like so. So I'm just rolling this up and just kind of sticking it on there. And I'm going to go ahead and take the flat end of my spatula. Let me zoom in on this so you guys can kind of see closer what this is looking like. You guys can see, kind of see how this is stuck on here. I'm gonna go ahead and take the flat end of my spatula here, and I'm gonna go ahead and use that to kind of help push this down into the skin, kind of make a little bit more of a seamless transition between the scar wax and my skin. Just kind of start messing with this up here, kind of make it look a little bit jagged and gross. So just to kind of give the effect of some really just jacked up skin. All right, so this is kind of what we're looking. We've got it all nice and smooth down to my forehead here, and then we have the outside of this looking a little bit jagged, kind of like it's coming out of my skin a little bit. All right, so next what we're gonna do is we're gonna start doing our makeup just like we would any other day. I do wanna go with a lighter color foundation just to kind of make it look a little bit ghosty. So if you were here for my deer tutorial, we were gonna use that same foundation because we found out real fast that that was it was a light foundation. So let's go ahead and go back in with that. And that was the Makeup Forever HD foundation stick in the color Y405. I'm definitely not this color right now, but come December, January, I probably will be, but I still kind of got that summer tan. So let me zoom back out a little bit and then we will apply the foundation. All right, so I'm back. I put my eyebrows on. Make sure that when you do your foundation for this, even if you follow along, I don't even know. If your birthday is this month, this might be like a fun thing for you to do. I don't know if this is necessarily a Halloween type costume. I just kind of had an epiphany because it's my birthday and I was like, well, what a perfect time to do special effects stuff. So whatever, this is what we're doing. So anyway, yeah, total foundation lips. You want foundation lips. I want this kind of dead, decrepit look. So next, I'm gonna go in, we're gonna do eyeshadow. I'm gonna go into the Jeffree Star Cosmetics Blood Sugar Palette. I'm gonna, you know, kind of give myself that weird red kind of dead looking thing. And what a better palette to use than the Blood Sugar palette. So let's go ahead and take a big old fluffy blending brush. I'm actually gonna go in, we're gonna get a little bit crazy. I'm gonna go in with the color Prick right here, which is the brightest red that is in this entire palette. Fully saturate my brush here, and we're gonna wash this all over the lid. We're gonna go under the eye, all that stuff. Like, we want to have like that dead red. You know how some people say that they can't like wear red eyeshadow because it makes them look dead? Like, that's the look that we're going for. So we're gonna go ahead and take this and we're just gonna go ahead and pack it onto the lid. I'm gonna go in with a big, clean, fluffy blending brush, and I'm just gonna go around and blend and blend and blend and blend and blend. So we're starting to look a little like sick and dead and corpsey. Do you want to pack on a darker shade? We are going to go into this color right here. It's called Extraction, which is this kind of a deep purple kind of color right here. I'm going to take that on a nice little flat packing brush. I'm gonna take some of this color and we're gonna pack it onto the lid and then kind of blend that into the red. Just to kind of give it a little bit more dimension. And I'll take that same brush that we used to pack on all that red and just kind of blend them together. So I'm gonna go ahead and line my eyes really quick and then I will be right back. Alright, so I'm back. I went ahead and just did a simple wing and I just lined my bottom lash line with black eyeliner and kind of smudged it in and threw on some lashes. Typical thing that I do in basically every damn tutorial. So I decided that I do kind of want to contour with some black just to make it a little bit kind of like creepy crazy looking. So I'm actually going to go in with the Jeffree Star Cosmetics highlighter in the color Onyx Ice, which is this guy right here that he came out with a couple years ago, and it is a black highlighter. So I'm going to take a little bit of this on a brush and I'm going to go ahead and kind of contour, I guess, with it. Alright, so we did a little bit of a black contour, so it looks a little dead, a little creepy. So this is where we're going to start getting into some of our fun kind of, you know, special effects makeup. Before I move on to that, foundation lips, I do want to take a little bit of black lipstick and just kind of dot it in the middle. And we are going to kind of feather it out like so. And then we're going to take a finger and just kind of like feather this out. Alright, so we kind of have our black lipstick on, just kind of this dead, kind of decrepit look where we have it just right on the inside of our lips. We don't have the entire mouth done. So next, now we're really going to get into the special effects stuff. I'm going to do some creepy kind of veins. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go in with my Illustrator palette. For this guy, I'm trying to think of like some dupes. You can use regular water-based paints for this. You'll just have to dilute them down quite a bit. Don't go out and buy this unless you're really serious about getting into special effects. This is an $80 paint palette and it's all activated paint. So in order to make it work, you have to use 99% alcohol, which is hard to find. You can't buy it in a regular drugstore. You actually have to go out and like find it, buy it, kind of thing. So basically opening this up, basically this is what all of the colors look like in here. I'm going to kind of play around with this blue color here and some of these blood tone colors, and we're going to make some kind of like zombie-esque kind of veins coming out of the face, kind of like everywhere, really coming out from the eyes and things like that, just to kind of give like that dead-ish kind of look. So basically what I'm going to do is I am going to basically pour. We want this really, really diluted. We do not want like very pigmented paints at all. So I'm going to take this, I'm actually going to pour alcohol into this and like literally like pool it in here. You literally have like a pool of alcohol in here. So next I'm going to take a liner brush, a very, very, very thin liner brush. I'm going to go ahead and play around with this blue here and kind of start playing with these colors. And I do want to take a little bit of the red here and kind of mix it together and just really like dilute this stuff. Really, really diluted. I'm going to kind of test it here just to make sure, like you want it like watered down. All right, so we're all nice and zoomed in on my face. I'm going to go ahead and just take this and kind of just draw down from my face like so. And just kind of create little lines that kind of like work off of each other. Like so. And then you kind of see our first little vein guy right there. And like these lines don't have to be perfect, they're just really, really faint kind of squiggly lines. And you're just gonna continue to keep going around your face until you feel satisfied with what you're doing. But I'm just gonna kind of go all over the place and keep playing with it. And I'm gonna start transitioning into some red as well and kind of going over these a little bit. All right, so we've got all of our veins going. Let's go ahead and make our little hat finally look like it's coming out of our head. So again, we are gonna go in with this same palette. I'm gonna go ahead and take a nice, just whatever paintbrush. I tend to like to use my crappy unicorn brushes that aren't real, so it's okay, do not freak out. I'm gonna go ahead and go in with the Aged Blood color. Go ahead and put that on my brush, and then I'm gonna go ahead and just kind of dab this around this area, kind of start to make it look like some level of irritation. What I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and take some of my favorite stuff. I'm going to take some scab blood, which is this little jar right here. You can find a lot of this stuff on Amazon as well if you guys want to get into this. Stuff is fairly cheap. I'm going to go in with my little spatula friend, and we're going to go ahead and scoop some of this out. As you guys can see, this is what it looks like. It's just kind of this petroleum-based kind of product. With the end of my spatula here, and we're going to take this and just kind of start funneling it all into this wound. All right, next we're gonna go into the Stage Blood portion of this, and we are going to dab it kind of around this wound. So this is my Stage Blood. Stuff is really sticky. It's made out of corn syrup. So if anybody's wondering about this stuff, if you've ever like had to put it around your mouth or anything like that, it is actually made out of corn syrup and like peppermint. So it actually tastes pretty good if you ever like got it in your mouth, just as a heads up. So I'm gonna go ahead and just kind of dab this around this area and just kind of All right, next I do want to do some bloody tears because I'm sad that I'm getting old, so wish me luck on this one to see if we can get this kind of started without completely jacking up my face because this stuff likes to run. Alright you guys, that is it. That is my full tutorial on my sad birthday girl look, because this is how I feel on the inside, that I'm leaving my 20s and going into my 30s. Not really, I'm sure it's like a great ride, but I'm not ready yet. So anyways, hopefully this was cool for you. I definitely had like an aha moment. Definitely don't think anybody's gonna use this as a Halloween costume unless your birthday's on Halloween. Well then there you go. There's an idea. But outside of that, that is it you guys. Thank you for hanging out with me, and I will see you guys in my next video. Bye guys.